Hey family, have you ever been in a season where it just seems like time is passing you by? Like you can't even win for losing, like you're watching everybody else win and everybody else live their life. Every time you turn around, friends are getting married, people are getting in new careers, they're getting houses and cars and whatever else you perceive as success, and you're having to watch. And no matter how hard you try, it just seems as if things are not working out for you and you're getting left behind because life is lifing without you. And I wanted to make this video today, family, to remind you and let you know that even if you're feeling behind in life, know that things are working out for you and everything is coming together for you. And I want to share some steps with you to help you feel better about the season that you're in. And know, family, that this too shall pass. Family, we all have a season where we feel like we're not where we need to be, right? Like you feel like, okay, I'm 30 and I'm not where I need to be. I'm 40 and I should be married by now. I'm 50 and I should have a successful career. I'm whatever age and I'm just not where I need to be. And we've all been there, family. And things happen in life that cause you to take a detour. Things happen in life that cause you to have to hit the reset button. Things happen in life that cause you to have to spin the block on yourself. And I know what that feels like because I've been there, family. But one of the biggest lessons that I learned in that season is that we have to let go of what we had in mind for ourselves. Meaning, we have to let go of whatever narrative society has placed on us on what success looks like. We have to let go of the narrative on what society says we should be and what we should obtain and what we should already have right now in this season, because family, that's not facts, right? Like that's not true, because family, we cannot be married to the outcome. We cannot be married to the outcome, because when you're married to the outcome, that is how disappointment comes. When you're married to the outcome, that's how we set ourselves up to be sad, to be hurt. When we're married to the outcome, that is how we end up making decisions that are not so good and very bad. And we can't be married to an outcome just because we think that that's how things should be. Just because we think we should be with a person or we should be married or in a career or already a business owner or having more than we have, we cannot be married to outcomes, because when we do that, we set ourselves up for disappointment, more hurt, and more pain, family. So when you let go of what you had in mind, it can allow you to just clear your mind and live life right now and do the things you need to do right now to ensure a better future for yourself. And another thing that helps, family, if you feel like you're behind in life, is try to make an itemized list of the things you can control and the things you cannot control, right? Make a list of what you can control, because sometimes, family, we waste time trying to control things and trying to control people that we cannot control. And you already know we cannot control people. How many of us have tried? Raise your hand. We can't control people. We cannot get people to do anything we want them to do. We cannot get them to be faithful to us. We cannot get them to give us things. We cannot get them to be the version of self that we want them to be, because people do exactly what people want to do, right? People do exactly what they want to do, and not because it's what we want them to do. They do what they want to do because they want to do it, and we can't control that. And because we can't always control people, and we can't always control things, and we can't always control environments, family, that means we cannot always control outcomes. We cannot always control outcomes. So when we make a list of the things that we can control and what we cannot control, it really helps us to focus and hone in and get better control over our own lives. And think about it like this. Let's say you're a farmer, right? You have good ground, you have good soil, you have good seed. You put the seed in the ground, you cover it with the dirt, you water the seed, but you cannot control the rain. You cannot. All you can do is be hopeful that that seed that you put in the ground is going to grow, because you cannot control the rain. And family, there are some variables and things in life and outcomes that happen that are above and beyond our control, and we're trying to control it. So make a list of the things that you can control and that you can't control, and you'll really say, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm spending too much time over here trying to control this person. Maybe I'm spending too much time over here trying to control that outcome or that situation. And that'll help you get some of your time back and your energy back. Because we only can control what we have control over. And the rest, we leave up to God, the universe, whatever your belief is. You leave that up to that co-creator of your life. But all you can control is what you have in front of you right now. And another lesson I learned, family, that if you're feeling behind in life, if you feel like you're falling behind in life, is you can't compare yourself to other people. You literally cannot compare. Family, y'all know when you're on social media that you're seeing a highlight reel. You know this. So now I'm preaching to the choir. You know that when you're on social media, you are seeing a real life highlight reel. So sometimes we're comparing ourselves to people that aren't even living that life we think they're living. We're comparing ourselves to people that literally appear to have what we want, but they probably don't have it in a good way. We're comparing ourselves to people that are not in the best place in their own lives. But because we're looking at their lives and looking at the cars, the relationship, the money, whatever it is that they have, and we're thinking that they have more than us, when we're comparing ourselves to a false narrative and something that's not even real. So we have to be very careful on what we're comparing ourselves to, because family, a lot of times it's fake. And I learned, family, that we live in a society where appearance is more important than being authentic, where they rather look at a person for what they perceive to have than for who that person truly is. So a lot of times when we're looking at these individuals that we want to be like, that we want to do the things that they're doing and have what they're having, they're not even living that real life. And I heard someone say this before. They said, you do not want to meet your heroes. And I think that means, people are just people and nobody's perfect. And everyone puts their pants on one leg at a time. So you can't compare yourself to people that you think are living this oh so amazing, oh so great life, because chances are. And especially when we're watching all this social media, y'all know that's the biggest flex, right? The biggest flex. So try your hardest not to compare yourself to others, because when you compare yourself to others, you'll always find someone that makes more money than you, has a better relationship than you, what is perceived to have more in life than you. And now you start getting down on yourself. Start wishing you can be more and have more, all off of a false narrative. We cannot compare ourselves to other people. And another point I want to make, family, is if you're feeling behind in life, I want you to own your pace. What do I mean by that? I mean, take your time, but pace yourself. Take your time, because sometimes, they say timing is everything, but sometimes timing is nothing. Meaning you could graduate from school, right? Let's say you graduate from college at 22 and you don't get a job immediately, but by the time you're 30, you're a millionaire. And then there could be someone that didn't go to school, right? Didn't graduate immediately, had everything at 22 years old. And then by the time they're 30, they have nothing because they lost it all. So some people in their season may get what you want sooner than you get in your season. But that doesn't mean that in any way that their pace is better, that because they're moving faster, things are going to be better. No, family, you move at your own pace and you do the things in the timing that's healthy for you, that's productive for you, and that feels good for you with all of the external and internal factors that you are dealing with. You move at your own pace and you don't let anybody rush you. Not society, not what we see on television, not people in your life. We don't allow anyone to rush us in doing the things that we need to do, because we have to go at our own pace. And the same thing holds true for relationships. You could have a person that got married very young, right? And they've been married, they got all the things, they have all the kids, and then all of a sudden they're divorced. And so now you didn't get married for a very long time. Maybe you married later in life and your relationship is long-standing and still happening forever while other people got divorces. So sometimes we may not see the fruits of our labor immediately, but that doesn't mean that things aren't working for us. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Tell me I'm lying, family. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. So we have to go at our own pace so that we don't rush and make a lot of bad decisions that we see other people making. How many of y'all know people that jumped into relationships that were unhealthy? Maybe we've done it before. Raise your hand, right? How many of us know people who jumped in a situation that wasn't good for them, but because they traded what they wanted most for what they wanted in the moment, they made a mistake? And family, when you go at your own pace, you're able to think more clearly. You're able to see things more clearly. You're able to not jump into things and make bad decisions. You're able to do things at your own pace without being negatively influenced by anyone, because you're making the decisions for your own life and you're co-creating your own life. You go at your own pace, right? Look at individuals that started businesses in their 50s and 60s. What were they doing in their 20s, 30s, and 40s? We don't know. And then look at individuals that started businesses in their younger ages. What are they doing now, right? So everybody has a season and a time for when they're doing the things that work for them in their own lives. So you have to go at your own pace. And I heard this quote, family, and I thought it was so good. And it said, there is no right way to live, but there is a wrong way to live, which is to think that there is a right way. So family, take some of those expectations off of your life. Go at your own pace and live your life. And family, if you're feeling behind in life, remind yourself and know that you have the power to change your own life. I really think that we forget that. It's like, we let individuals come in our lives, break us down, beat us down. We go in certain environments that are not healthy for us, things that we used to do that we no longer do, and we're still hanging with those crowds and doing them things. Family, you have the power to control your life. You literally have the power to make a decision to say, no, thank you. You literally have the power to make a decision to say, I'll wait. You literally have the power to walk out of a situation that does not serve you. Family, you have the power to do that. And let me get closer. You have the power to change your life. How many of us have been in situations and we feel so pressed to stay? We feel so pressed to stay because we're thinking we're helping somebody out. And if I leave, things won't be great. Listen to me, family. A lot of times when the tables turn, those same people that you're sitting there and giving your life up for, would they do that for you? Most of them won't. Some of them might, right? So you have to take control of your own life and know and understand that you have the power to change your life, change your mind, change your thoughts, do things differently, see things differently, and be different. And like I say every time, all the time, when you overcome and you overcome and you overcome, you become someone new. But you can't become someone new when you're not changing. And true change happens when we wake up and make a decision that we want to be better than we were the day before. True change happens when we mentally make the decision that we no longer want to be there. When we mentally make the decision that we want to go there. You know what I mean? Like true change happens when you decide to make a change, and you have the power to change your own life. You've always had the power to. Don't you ever allow anyone to take from you what can't be taken. Don't you ever allow anyone to water you down and make you feel like you are not the thing. Don't ever allow anyone or any environment or any situation to make you feel like you're not the one. What you mean? You already know. So you cannot allow other people, external factors, to get you to that point enough where you feel like you're falling behind in life. No, you have the power to change your life at any given moment. And when you wake up and those negative thoughts start to download in your mind, because they do, now you have to make a decision. Are you going to live in a familiar past, or are you going to take a bet on yourself and move towards an unknown future? And I know it's scary. I have done things time after time after time that I know is scary when you're walking into the unknown. But I'd rather take a chance on myself than to stay in some foolishness that is no longer serving me and causing me to fall behind. I'd rather take a chance on myself and move forward. Family, you have the power, and I hate to have to go so hard, like when I feel like I'm raising my voice. Like I literally want you to understand that you have the power to change your life every single day. And if you fall and if you make a mistake, you can in that very moment make a decision to do something new and different, because every single thing that you want lies outside of that comfort zone that you're in. Every single thing that you want in your life comes when you make the decision that you want to change, and that you want to own your life, and that you want to live your life on purpose. So in closing, family, we all go through periods of our lives where we feel like we're falling behind. We all go through periods of our lives where we feel like we're a work in progress. Maybe something really truly happened in your life. It could have been a death, a spiritual death, a physical death, some sort of death that caused you to stop dead in your tracks, that caused you to freeze. Some of us have had failure after failure after failure, and you're like, yo, I'm just going to acquiesce into mediocrity. Some of us have had so many situations that have beat us down so much that you almost don't even want to fight for fear of losing, because you can't even win for losing. Like, I get that. I get that we can be a work in progress. I get that there are things that cause us in our life to be that things in our lives that beat us down. I get that there are situations that are above and beyond our control and things that we can't so easily and readily walk out of. I understand. But at the end of the day, just because you're feeling behind in life doesn't mean that you're necessarily behind, family. Because it's okay to not have it all figured out right now. And it's okay to move at your own pace. But understand and know that you and only you have the power to take control and ownership over your own life and drive that thing forward. Only you. And nobody else is going to do that for you. They can talk to you until you're blue in the face. They can try their best to convince you and influence you, but only you can make the decision to move forward in your own life. So it's okay to move at your own pace. And just when you think things are falling apart, family, that could very well mean things are falling together. Just because you can't see a thing doesn't mean it's not there. That doesn't mean that. So sometimes when we feel like we're falling behind in life and we're feeling like we're stagnant or not successful or not moving forward, that does not necessarily mean that things aren't working out for you. It could just mean there is a delay right now in this season that you're in, because everything is falling together, and that's on facts. And family, you have to let go of what you had in mind for your life and for yourself. And you cannot be married to the outcome. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't be married to an outcome by beating yourself down and telling yourself, I should have more money at this age. I should be more successful at this age. I should be married at this age. Listen, you're only hurting yourself by doing that, because every single thing that you want is coming your way, and it's all working out for you in due time. And in due season, like I said earlier, the farmer, he can have good ground, he can have good seed, he can have optimism, he can have all of the tools that he needs, but he can't control the rain. And the rain is what's needed to help those plants to grow, right? So there are things above and beyond your control that you cannot control. And you have to understand that all you can do is what you can do, and you leave the rest to your co-creator. So you make a list of the things you can control and the things that you cannot control. And when you make that list of the things you can and can't control, you'll know the difference in between the things that you can and cannot control. And we have to stop comparing ourselves to people. Please stop comparing ourselves to people. We've all done it. Listen, you don't know what these people are truly living. You have no idea how they're truly living their lives, what they're doing in their lives, and who they truly are. We cannot compare ourselves to someone's highlight reel, to somebody's big flex. Like, we can't compare ourselves to that, because in most cases it's all fake, right? We can't compare ourselves to that, family. We can only run our own race, and we can only live in our own life. And our own competition is the person that we were the day before. We are only in competition with ourselves, trying to become a better version of ourselves every moment, every single day. We're not in competition with anybody else but our own selves. And it's okay, right, to look at someone and say, oh, I would love to be more like that. I would love to have more of that thing. But when you get to that point where you're truly comparing your life to theirs, sometimes that can cause us to make irrational decisions, bad judgments, bad calls, and it's overall not healthy. And remember, family, it is okay to move at your own pace. Take your time, but pace yourself. It is okay to move at your own pace. Because like I said earlier, although timing is everything, in some certain cases, timing is nothing, right? And know that you have the power to change your life. Let me get closer when I say this. You have the power to change your own life, because sometimes we forget that when we're so busy giving our power to other people, giving our power away to situations. Listen, you have the power to change your life at any given time. And you are not falling behind in life. It could just be that you're building a foundation to have a great future. Sometimes, family, we have to be catapulted back so that we can move forward and get ahead of the line of everybody else. So now you got to make a choice. Now it's time to make a choice. Are you going to change the narrative of your story? Are you going to keep talking about the bad things? You're not where you need to be. You wish you had more. You need to do this. Are you going to continue to live a life by default, or are you going to create a life by design? It's your choice. What decision are you going to make? I'm deciding that I want to create a life by design. What are you going to create? What are you deciding that you want to do? Are you going to continue to live in lack? Mediocrity? No, you don't want to. It doesn't even feel good. It doesn't even look like you. You don't want to keep staying there. That is not where you are. Where you are is a person that's overcoming, and becoming someone new. Where you are is a person who's making a decision to take ownership of your life. If I could wear a shirt, it would say everything is my fault, because I'm taking full responsibility in this season of my life that every single thing that I do is my decision and my fault, right? I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not a victim. We're none of those things. We're moving our lives forward. So what decision are you going to make? Do you want to stay in the familiar past, or do you want to bet on yourself? Do you want to take a chance to move forward to a future that you cannot even see? You can stay in the past if you want to. Where's that going to get you? 3 years from now, you'll be saying the same thing, telling the same story. Where is that going to get you? So what decision are you going to make that you want to move forward in your life and become a better version of yourself? The choice is yours. So it's time to change that narrative. It's time to change that story. And it's time to get on to becoming a better version of yourself, and to create a new perspective on who you are and where you want to be and where you're going in your own life. Change the story that we're telling. It's time to change the story. So no, family, when you're feeling behind in life, you have the power to change your life. Just something to think about. Stay inspired.